степи, полки со славой громкой, и не ложь со склона и на склон. А вы, моя родимая сторонка, прими от красных конников поклон.
Hello everybody, it's your boy Jacob Miller here. As you could all tell from the title of this video, this is the fourth part to the Exposing Coomer videos. I'd like to start things off by saying I have recently gained quite a few subscribers since part 1, so we are going to make the fourth part of the evidence video a recap to show some of my newer subscribers what these Coomer members are guilty of, and we will also be interviewing some of their victims. Who is Coomer, you might be asking? Sit down and get ready to hear some crazy shit. It all started back in January of 2021 when a friend of mine named Kanehater701 was being wrongfully harassed and accused of things he didn't do by a group of trolls. These trolls were called Coomer, not only by themselves, but by the people who unfortunately had to get harassed by them. At first, I was legitimately questioning whether or not the guy they were going after was really guilty of the things they accused him of or not. But those thoughts were later put to rest when it came out just recently, as in earlier this year, that almost everything they had against him was either faked, taken out of context, or just simply from a long time ago before Kanehater had changed for the better. After a while of me and my friends posting some stupid meme videos of the trolls, they eventually started sexualizing a couple friends of mine who were minors, and even suicide baited them. One of them, Nathaniel Reichert, was experiencing a lot of trauma already, as his parents had recently divorced and his grandfather had passed away right around the same time. He will be interviewed later in this video, so you can hear his own words about the trauma. These Coomers made him experience suicidal thoughts and were being incredibly racist to him. And speaking of racism, another friend of mine, known only as Slavman, who was wrongfully harassed by the Coomers and were being excruciatingly anti-Slavic towards him, regularly mocked him in his way of life and beliefs. We will also get to interview Slavman in this video, and you can hear about his experiences in his own words. Although Slavman was a grown adult, they still sexualized him as well. And going back to minors, Nathaniel Reichert's brother was also involved, Tyler Reichert. Being only 13 at the time, the Coomer members also harassed him and suicide baited him. They even sexualized him at will, knowing that he was well under the age of 18. We will also get to hear from him in his own words shortly. We have disguised his voice for reasons that involve Coomer. He simply just doesn't want them to recognize his voice or see his face. So, we sent an interviewer to interview him and disguised both of their voices. We disguised the interviewer's voice differently from Tyler Reichert's voice, that way you can distinguish in between the two. There were, of course, many others, however. Others who I've never met before until they contacted me on Twitter shortly after we revealed who these people really were. Some of them might want to come forth, but most of them probably not. We will interview them in a future video, as this video is going to be long enough. So that brings us to our next topic. Who are the Coomer members? I'll tell you. Their harassment stretched across 3 different YouTube accounts. The first and most famous one was known as Kanehater701, which was ran by a guy who referred to himself as, quote, Lance of Kanehater. It later turned out that he had a main YouTube account known as Scrotegoat, and a Twitter account on which he called himself Elf Consumer and Twin Deathgo. He changes his name back and forth quite a bit, and we haven't been able to locate his Twitter account recently. Going on to the second biggest account, its name was at first called Home of Sexual. It was later changed to J.Chud McChud in a way to mock me. This account's name was later changed a third time to Jeff Bezos. The account was run by somebody who referred to herself as Axel. The individual later turned out to be someone who now goes by the name Sleepy the Clown on YouTube and Twitter/X. And for the third and final account, we had one known as Gay Homo Gay, and this was run by a man known as Riley the Zomboy. He was also the one who created sexualized images of minors, as he has admitted to on Twitter a little over a year ago. He later changed his main YouTube account name from Riley the Zomboy to That Zomboy. His Twitter account's name is also known as That Zomboy. Do you need proof that these are the people behind these troll accounts, and that these are the people who did all these horrendous crimes? No problem. Just feel free to check out parts 1, 2, and 3 of these evidence videos. They'll be linked in the description. In those videos, we show you just why and how these people were behind these accounts and committed these horrendous crimes. As for part 4, we're doing a recap and interviewing some of their victims. It's important to remember that all these people were over the age of 18 at the time when they were harassing me and my friends, and therefore, these people are still over 18 now, which means that all their actions towards the innocent, the children, and everyone they harassed are legitimate crimes. As mentioned earlier, if you think that these people are innocent, then you need to watch the entire video and check out the other exposure videos. You can see the full scale of these people's crimes in parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. There will be more parts added in the future. But as for myself, I'm a victim too. I may not have been a minor at the time, but I was still sexualized and harassed. But I can deal with those things. The worst thing of all, however, was when they impersonated me during live streams hosted by a few people I knew. They impersonated me just for the sake of having fun and making me look like a bad person. These happened on a couple different occasions, and they even impersonated some of my friends, and later, when we called them out about their actions of impersonation, they tried to accuse us of impersonating them, which is not true at all. Impersonation is strictly forbidden in the C.S.A.L. and is punishable by a permanent ban. Evidence of this, unfortunately, is mostly lost, as the live streams they impersonated me on were either removed by the uploader, or if they belonged to Percy7, who was another guy that the Coomers were impersonating me and my friends on in his live chats, are all gone. Don't ask me why, but Percy7 seems to have pretty much completely disappeared from YouTube for reasons that aren't any of my business, and I'm not going to try to get him to upload old live streams again. But if he were to still happen to have these streams privatized on his account, then we could probably get some of the evidence. Speaking of these streams, some of the Coomer members even showed up on their main accounts just for the sake of spamming racial slurs in that chat. Me, Percy7, and countless others were witnesses of this. And just recently, they even created 2 new troll accounts, one of which they have been excruciatingly racist on, but they seem to have removed all their videos last time we checked. Either way, the fellow C.S.A.L. member Nathaniel Reichert reacted to this video as seen here. A link to it can be found in the description, as well as links to the evidence videos. Another reason why some of my evidence is unfortunately hard to come by is because it was on my old iPad, which is now shattered and won't turn on. Hopefully one day I can fix it and access some of the lost media. So with that, I suppose we will start our first interview with C.S.A.L. higher official Nathaniel Reichert, so you can hear about what Riley the Zomboy, aka that Zomboy, Sleepy the Clown, and Lance of Kanehater, Elf Consumer, Twin Deathgo, whatever the hell he might be calling himself by these days, did.
So, it all started back in 2021, January of 2021 to be exact, very late January 2021. I had seen a video from a friend of mine titled Let's Help Kanehater701, and I just happen to know Kanehater701 just a little bit from somewhere back in the day, I can't remember. So I was like, oh, I think I remember that guy. So I click on this guy's video, and he's talking about these trolls. And this guy's video, this is Commodore Urban. Big shout out to Commodore Urban, he's a good guy. Basically, so we're on his video, and he's talking about this troll called Kanehater701. He's not like a good troll, not a troll that's going after bad people. He's a troll that's trying to slander good people and make them look like bad people, is what he was doing. So once we saw that, we were like, okay, well, this guy's a jerk, so why don't we just mess with this guy a bit and show him what some real trolls can do. I don't know. We weren't really trolls, but we were just kind of we were like, let's kind of mess with this guy and show him what we're made of. So we go on there and we're like fucking going off, just like, just stupid stuff, really. To start with, just trying to get them a little bit fired up and just having some fun, some innocent, stupid internet drama. And after just kind of messing with this guy a bit, me and my brother and a couple friends of mine, he all of a sudden, we got into mentioning some stuff about ourselves, and somehow I can't remember how, but I think it was Slav Man came in and he was messing around and arguing with them, and they immediately jump on him and start being very Slavophobic and just insulting Slavic culture and traditions and stuff right off the bat. Like, okay, wow, this guy's a racist. So that's when the shit really started to hit the fan between us and them, and we just decided we're gonna start making videos about this guy. So the first video we made was beyond stupid. It was beyond stupid. It was just some screenshots of the main troll account, and we fucking made fun of it with a frickin' really stupidly made look at this dude meme. And we kind of did it on purpose just to kind of make them underestimate us. so that they wouldn't be, you know, immediately just like fucking off, you know, because we wanted to go after them and expose them a bit. So we didn't want them to just immediately like block us and freak out if we just said like, hey, we're part of this big ass group who can like, and you just fucked with us, so now you're in deep shit. Because it probably would have ended like that back then, which, you know, probably would have been the better thing to do looking back, but we decided not to. And eventually things just kept escalating. They kept getting more and more racist towards us and doing stuff like that. And eventually they went onto my brother's channel back then and found some pictures of me, and they took them and made a meme. I don't know if you call it a meme. It's kind of like a comic, if you call it that. It's a picture of me. I was like I was helping my brother out, building up his original YouTube channel. I'm standing there, I'm like, don't forget to like and subscribe. And they took that picture of me like that, and they made some memes out of it and put some like a bunch of text over it that said, Kanehater, this is, I quoted, I've memorized this by now. It was pretty traumatizing because some people at school found out about this and teased me with it a bit. And I was 16, I was a little younger back then, so I got a bit more offended, if you could say. And basically, they went on there and they said, in quote, and they had this is what the words they had with the picture of me. Kanehater701, you are so sexy and your meat is huge. I wish I had a Pringles can instead of a fish oil capsule, or something like that. Something like that's what they put with me, which is, I was 16 years old, and they were sexualizing me with that. Not only sexualizing me, but sexualizing me with them, because they were trying to make it out like I was saying like, oh, you're so sexy and whatnot, which I would never say, because one, I'm straight, and two, who the fuck talks about sexual shit online? But anyways, so at first it was kind of, it wasn't really traumatizing or anything at first. It was just kind of funny or whatnot, but eventually, somehow, a couple people I knew at school found out about it and started spreading it to some other people, and they started kind of harassing me with it, and that was pretty stressful. It got to the point where I even decided, like, you know, and this was during, like, COVID and all that. We had to wear masks in school. It was stressful enough. And this was my first year of high school, too. Well, my second year of high school when this happened. And I just kind of decided with my dad that, you know what, I'm just going to drop out of school. You know, I'm pretty much stuck in this one high school. It's not too far. I was pretty much stuck in this one high school. It was not too far from here. So I eventually, from being teased and from the stress of COVID and from, you know, my family being so poor and struggling, I decided I'm dropping out for my GED and I'm getting a job and working. I've been working at a golf course for 5 years now, busting my ass making money, unlike the Coomer members. And it's quite frankly been a good decision. I maybe don't have a high school diploma, but I got my GED. Almost got it at least. I'm getting close to getting it. And I've just been living a pretty good life, I'd say, right here at my small farm. And being a C.S.A.L member for that matter, which has been really fun as well. But other than that, it was pretty stressful, and I even had a few suicidal thoughts because of the stuff they were doing to me. And that wasn't the only sexualized image either. There was another one. We made this meme, and there's the text they put with it said, "You're a homo." I don't know what language they're speaking there. Maybe somebody can decipher it. Here's a screenshot, I guess. And another one they made this video with a picture of me, Kanehater701, just another guy we know that they tried to accuse of a bunch of false stuff that they were the only ones who were guilty of. Is Jacob said he mentioned that stuff about that already when he called me a little while ago, so I won't talk about that too much. But they had a video of me, Kanehater, and Commodore Urban in this, and they had this Ram Ranch. It's not really a song, but it's this Ram Ranch meme that they had playing over as the audio of the video, and pictures of me with my face all distorted, and right at the part of the song or meme where they say cowboy cocks wanting to be sucked or something like that, they had a picture of me with my mouth all stretched open. They used AI to like stretch it open, so that's some minor sexualization, because that was a picture of me when I was 16, and I was 16 at the time. And when we finally, Jacob was the first one who contacted them about this. He was like, hey, can you guys delete these videos? I'd tell Nathaniel, but he's already suffered enough shit from you guys. And not to mention them calling me a Polak, and yes, I'm Polish-American. They called me a Polak, and they did a bunch of other stuff, which a lot of the evidence was on an old device that we can't really access anymore, and a lot of it was on an old channel that got deleted. I don't know if we even have screenshots of it, but it was a channel that I started that me and Jacob were kind of doing stuff with. A lot of stupid videos on it, but that's where we started at, and a lot of the evidence was on that, which we don't have access to anymore. But anyways, Jacob went ahead and said, like, hey, can you guys delete this? I tell Nathaniel Reichert that he's suffering enough shit from you already, and they refused to. They completely refused to, until I finally came across and went off of them. Then they deleted it. And he explained to them that I was a minor and that was illegal what they were doing, but they didn't take it down because I hadn't seen those videos yet. When I finally came across them and talked to them about it, then they removed them. I received zero apology except a very, very slight one from Sleepy Silver, and this person gave me a very slight apology, so I can maybe kind of somewhat forgive Sleepy Silver, maybe a bit because of the apology, but not completely. And I sure as hell can't forgive the other two fuckers because they didn't give me an apology whatsoever. And newsflash, that's all we've been asking for to stop this, is a proper, that's all I've been asking for at least, is a proper apology and for you to delete the 2 new troll accounts. So, can you guys fucking do them? So anyways, after that shit had kind of settled down after a while, they continued to harass us on Twitter in places where they couldn't see us. And when we started making the evidence videos, then they really got pissed off, and they posted the picture of me, one of the photos of me again on Twitter, and said and once again sexualized me. They called it sexy, in quote, and they sexualized me once again there, but just some things like that. We kept calling them out. We got some support from other people, and then they tried to claim that we were faking all that. Then they came up with the bright idea that, the C.S.A.L, they're faking all that, even though they are the only ones who faked anything. They have admitted to it. Other people have caught them in the act of faking stuff, and we've caught them in the act of faking stuff. We have never faked a single thing against you Coomer assholes. Haven't we been through enough? I think it's time you just give us that apology we've always been waiting for, and to delete these troll accounts so we can all move on from this. But no, they won't. They won't move on. And that's why we have declared war on them, and we are continuing to go after them. And no, this is not a 4th Coomer war. This is still the 3rd one. We did not end the last one. We just toned it down a bit because of some drama with the exposing the fandom a-hole. And we were just laying low so we didn't stir up too much stuff with him. Now I think we're about a year away from that, so I think we could start making content again about Coomer. So other than that, not a lot's been going on lately, but we have seen a few things. But I guess this has just been a recap video, so I won't discuss any of the stuff that's been going on recently. And those aren't the only crimes they've committed, you know. They've done other pedophilia. They used a 14-year-old. From what I've heard, they used a 14-year-old to go after Kane fan and stuff like that. And when he was being wrongly harassed by some of us, which we'll admit was wrong. I mean, I was a minor at the time. I wasn't going after him. He wasn't really being harassed, but Jacob was calling out this one 14-year-old because we thought he was actually Coomer. And we were saying to him, like, and this was 2 years ago, we were saying to him, like, hey, we know you're Coomer, blah, blah, blah. We thought it was them. We thought that he was Coomer for some reason because Coomer led us to believe that, and they didn't defend him at all. They just let us go. They just let us kind of go after him, and he overreacted about it too. This 14-year-old, he was flipping out about it and whatnot. But you know, I can kind of understand where he's coming from, and if he's watching, we're sorry about that. We've already apologized to him a lot, and we've already buried the hatchet with him. We have screenshots and screen recordings of our conversations with him, burying the hatchet, and we never sexualized him. We never told him to kill himself or anything like that. Like Coomer did to me. They told me to kill myself. They sexualized me. They did tons of stuff like that. They told other people to kill themselves. We never did that going after them. Asshole! And I guess with that, I think I'm pretty much done. I mean, we've got other evidence videos out there where we discuss this stuff more in depth. If you guys would like to check those out, we're not asking for likes or subscribers. I mean, that helps, but if you guys would at least like to check out the other evidence videos, they'll probably be linked in the description. So I think that's all I gotta say. Yeah, it's been rough dealing with Coomer and all that, but kind of forget it all, living on a little farm here. Peaceful life, you know, and working my ass off, making money, and just living my life. So please, Coomer, think about your actions.
Hello, this is Slav, man. And we're doing an interview. Interview about my experiences with the Coomer and a certain group of people. We just walked out of a C.S.A.L bunker in the Ural Mountains, and I will be talking to you about my experiences with this Coomer. I mean, uniform. This hat is not mine, it's my grandfather's from when he was in war. This jacket, C.S.A.L, my C.S.A.L jacket, official. These pants, pretty similar. Not my official band, but plus boots, official. Aftermarket Soviet boots. So, for the start of it, me and Jacob, we have been talking for many years before the start of the Coomer War. Over the phone, in person, when you come over to St. Petersburg and say hi, and shit like that, and just meetings and stuff. But what really happened, I was sitting on my couch one day, just sitting there in my little apartment block in Russia. I got a ring on my phone. Picked up, it was Jacob. He was like, hey, I need your help. He told me about these Coomer people, what they were doing and who they were going after. I was like, this doesn't sound like something that the C.S.A.L needs to be worried about. He said, I know. The C.S.A.L is not going to be worried about it. It's just a personal project and he needs a little help, he said. So I decided, okay, I'll go with him and help him out with this little task, in which I did not know would escalate to something of this size. So my first real interaction with Coomer was in the comment sections of one of his videos. If we can find the first one, we'll edit it in over here or something, I don't know. But it was in the comment sections. They said a little witty thing, like a little joke, and then they snap right back, and then shit escalates from there. So the instant they saw me in the comment sections, they were like, oh, Russian, let's be racist and Slav-phobic. I don't know English word for it, but just prejudice towards Slavs, I think is the correct word. But they got that, and they started saying shit like, I wish Hitler would have wiped your kind out in World War II. Shit like that. Really bad shit. And you could also say them supporting Hitler, also supporting the assassination of Jews. Thus Jacob, he is Jewish. It just all funnels into a big shithole of them being racist and prejudiced towards many different groups of people. And then them turning it right back to us and saying we were the ones saying that. We were the ones saying that. The only reason we go after them is because they are racist and prejudiced, and they very commonly use the N-word in their videos and comments. And they are all white, I was almost going to say straight white people. They are all white people. Well, they're not white, they're Australian, we can't forget that. They said that in the comment once. But they're all white people and are saying these racist slurs and shit like that. They're not Slavic and using many prejudiced words about Slavs towards us at the C.S.A.L Empire. I mean, what? So, and another thing that they love doing is sexualizing me with other people. It was me and Nathaniel, correct? Or that. It was me and Nathaniel that they sexualized me with. They said, I forget what they said exactly, but something like, you would be a good couple, or some shit like that. But at the time, Nathaniel was 16, correct? At the time he was 16, and the Coomer was sexualizing, shipping us is like the slang word for it. He was shipping us together. me, 20, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not going to reveal my official age, but me as a adult, a completely legal adult, legal enough to drink in the U.S., and Nathaniel, a 16-year-old. At the start of it, when it was just me, Jacob, and Nathaniel, we decided, you know what? Let's not bring the C.S.A.L into this. Let's just start off with a little, just like make us look smaller than them. Just to make them get kind of proud of themselves and too comfortable with the situation. And right when they get just that overly confident about their abilities and shit, we struck them, and I filmed a video of me crawling through a pipe into a C.S.A.L bunker. And that is what officially made them go insane, I think is the word. Not insane crazy, but insane protection and like isolation of themselves to the outside world. It was because we posted a video of us crawling into a bunker. They were originally like, oh, these people are small, we can easily make fun of them and call them names, and they're not gonna do anything about it. And then once we brought up the C.S.A.L stuff and brought them into this whole mess, then they're like, oh shit, this is not good. We've been messing with these big official people. Let us go into hiding. That's what they did. And because we horrified them and made them go into hiding, we won the original first war against the Coomers. But not many years, maybe 1 year later, they came back later, using a channel under the name Kanehater701, I believe. On that account, they posted a video being racist to a couple of demographics of people, and also wished death upon Nathaniel Reichert. Here is a video of Nathaniel reacting to their racist video on Kanehater701, which is linked in the description. So, when they posted those videos, obviously we are going to start a second war against them. After posting that video, we declared a second war on them, in which they go to a man called C.S.A.L, who was originally he was not with Coomer, not at all. He was with other people. I'm not going to go into that because it's his personal business. I'm not going to say much. But a lot of shit, and I mean a lot of shit, happened on his account, with his channel, with his videos, his live streams actually. Them coming in, faking Jacob and faking other people, like me, Jacob, and Nathaniel, I think, impersonation, saying many things, Lance, I believe, went into a live stream once and said the N-word multiple times, and we would have all that evidence, if it wasn't for those videos not being there anymore. Which is not our business. I'm not saying anything. It's not our business. He can do whatever he wants with his videos.
So I just want to say real quick here, everybody, that what Slavman was trying to explain there was that there's this guy called Percy*7 who was helping us expose Coomer for a little while, and he happened to, on this account, some of the Coomer members came on and started spamming racist stuff and things like that in the live chat, and they even joined these streams on StreamYard. One of the guys, we think it may have been Lance of Kanehater, joined, who is known as like fucking Elf Consumer on Twitter. He joined and said the N-word several times. Now, unfortunately, all the videos on Percy*7's account have been removed. Why? I don't know. As I've mentioned earlier, probably. It's his business, not ours. So, there's no way we can access that evidence unless we could somehow get them from Percy*7. And one more thing, as I mentioned earlier in this video, is The Coomer members were impersonating us a ton. They originally impersonated me in one of Kanehater701's live chats. Then they impersonated Slavman in one of his live chats. And eventually they were impersonating us in some of Percy Star 7's live chats. And eventually we called them out for that. Then after that, they went ahead and tried to accuse us of impersonating them, which we have never done. Now, Slavman's going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that in his own words.
Once we find out that they were impersonating us, they immediately go and start yelling at us. They're like, "Oh, you impersonated us! You impersonated us!" Then they also go even further, go to Percy Star 7 and say, "Hey, they're impersonating us. Don't believe anything they say." And that is not true at all. No, they were the ones impersonating us. Percy Star believed it at the beginning, and he went isolated against us until he we talked about stuff, and we said they were impersonating us, blah blah blah. We were not impersonating them, and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry," and then we talked to him about them impersonating us, and he realized that we were the innocent ones, and then they were the bad ones, and we were good for a good while. Until something happened, and I have belief to know what and who did it. We know. Something happened. He has not posted a video in many months, and everything on his channel is gone, including the evidence of them being racist in live chats. And now the third war has started, and what we are doing, we are trying to expose them and all of their terrible crimes of sexualizing minors, racism, several counts of wishing death upon another human being, cyberbullying, the list goes on. Coomer, if you're watching this, know that we are watching. We have been watching, and we will be watching until you guys apologize for what you have done. Apologize for all of your crimes. And remove any traces of your horrific racist channel from any inch of the internet. And I would like to finish this video off by saying, Coomer, we know who you are, Sleepy Clown Face, Riley the Zomboy, and Twin Death Core.
So, tell us how you had your interactions with the Coomers years ago.
Well, my first interaction was just me and my brother. We were just sitting there. He was going through YouTube. We were both just going through YouTube on separate devices, and then he got a message from Commodore Urban saying that there was these guys messing with this other guy, mind helping me out. So then Nathaniel turned to me and was like, "Hey, want to help me out with this?" So I was like, "Yeah, let's make some stupid videos about him." And one thing led to the next. Jacob and Slavman came along, and now this is where we're at.
And do you happen to know Jacob and Slavman?
We're not, me, Jacob, and Slavman aren't like real close, not as close as Nathaniel and they are, but I know them.
Okay, some of the crimes that they committed, yes, the crimes, the stuff they did to you in particular.
Me in particular? Well, they edited some images of me, like what they did to Nathaniel. They kind of shipped me with other people, and
Strange. How old were you at the time?
at the time I was 13 maybe.
You were 13.
14 maybe, yes. Yeah.
That's it. That is, yeah.
Yep, 13. Now that I think about it, yeah, I was 13, maybe even 12. Actually.
Clearly tell you were a minor that you still stay through it.
And if that old YouTube channel was still around, you can hear my voice. It was much higher pitched. Okay. And I was obviously a child.
So, did you delete this channel or something? So, what's happened to this old channel? Does it, did you delete it or something?
Because of them, I deleted it because it was. I tried to upload more, and it was just nothing but them in the comment section, just ripping me. And
Did you have subscribers and did they interact with the Coomers?
I had a couple subscribers, yeah.
A couple subscribers?
Yeah, they were interacting with them a little bit.
What were they saying? What were they doing with your subscribers?
They were trying to turn my subscribers against me.
Did they succeed?
Well, I deleted my channel, so I guess it was like it's kind of a loss.
Were they succeeding at the time?
Slightly.
Okay, slightly. Were slandering your image as a 13-year-old, sexualizing you, and what else was they doing?
They were they were saying death threats. You should kill yourself. Like, the usual, just being an asshole to other people.
But when you're younger and they're bullying you,
Yeah, and they're obvious. There's 20-something years old, and I'm 13.
it probably back then. How would you say?
It was pretty especially because I just recently got onto the internet, and really that was like.
How was your life at home? Was things like maybe still stressful there?
Yeah, they were. It was kind of stressful because family issues that I don't want to go into right now, but family issues. There was stuff going on, and deaths in the There was deaths in the family, and.
Wow, so they just harassed you despite all that's going on. Yes, that is very sad. Okay, so next one, we want to know, we need the Coomers when they were going after people and stuff. What was your opinion on the people they were going after, and what do you know about them now, looking back?
They were saying a lot of stuff about Commodore Urban and Glenn, especially Glenn, and
Was what they were saying, was any of it true?
No, none of it was true. Not that I know of, no, none of it was
So
true.
they weren't only slandering you and your friends, they were slandering other people that
Yeah.
didn't even really know. They were just going after everybody who interacted with them.
Yep. They were just trying to be a menace to society.
Okay, I see. But they were doing it in the worst way imaginable, sexualizing minors, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, was that the worst they've done, and are they continuing to attack you at home?
They've done a couple things that I don't want to share them right now. Maybe sometime in the future.
Were they worse?
Yes, definitely. And every once in a while, I'll just be minding my own business on YouTube, and then I'll see a nasty comment from one of them, and I'll just delete it.
Okay, so they still sometimes they still sometimes harass you.
Yeah, sometimes it'll just because I since I deleted my old channel, I started a new one, and I haven't really been posting often on that because of them occasionally popping in and.
Yes, it's probably, they constantly stalk you.
Yeah.
They're always watching you, that sort of thing. Yeah. And it's probably pretty stressful at the end.
And that's the exact reason I had Nathaniel reach out to Jacob and slap me.
Yes, because, you need to call him the big guns, in other words, yes.
All right, everybody. So that last interview there was Tyler Reichert, who is Nathaniel Reichert's brother, and he was sexualized and harassed by Coomer starting when he was just 13 years of age. And then he's still at the age of 16 now. I'm told that he still gets occasional harassment from them on their alt accounts. Like, I think probably Coom Jugglers said some shit in the comments of one of his videos or something, from what I heard. I don't know. But it's a pretty personal topic with him because he was so young at the time, and he was, like, exposed, the Coomer members exposed him to some stuff that, he didn't really, I don't know. Just, he was young at the time, and it was I wouldn't say traumatizing, but it kind of messed with him a little bit, so that's why he requested we just not show his face or anything. Let's not use any screenshots of his comments yet. And as far as the others go, there are plenty of others, and most of them are people who contacted me on Twitter after I posted the first evidence video, thanking me for it. And people even said it in, in the comments of that video. There's a handful of people thanking me for that, and they requested I deleted their comments after I saw them, but I do have screenshots of them if I have to reveal those in the future. But I'm going to interview some of those people in part 5 because this video's gotten long enough. So with that, I'm sorry that this video is kind of hastily put together, if you know what I mean. I know it's different than our other evidence videos. We just wanted to do a good recap since we have a lot more subscribers now. And that was just kind of the whole purpose of this video, is do a recap, interview a lot of the main victims. I kind of told you a little bit about some of my experiences with them, but not a lot. We'll pick up more in part 5, and we'll probably reveal some more recent evidence in part 5.
Живо степи, полки со славой громкой, и не ложь со склона и на склон. А вы, моя родимая сторонка, прими от красных конников поклон.